One thing we all got in common lately is a lot of time on our hands, and there's never been more options at our fingertips to keep from getting bored at home. What's up guys, Chris Killian here. Today we're jumping on HBO Max, which has got everything HBO has to offer and then some. When it comes to quality television, HBO has always been at the forefront of groundbreaking TV, so trust me when I tell you, this was a tough list to make. Kicking off the list at number 10 is Friends. While Friends will forever be stuck in the 90s, the humor often revolving around their relationships has stayed relatively intact. Plus, it shot all of them to superstardom, especially Jennifer Aniston. It's become one of those shows you can just leave on in the background all the time and jump in whenever you're in the mood. Number 9, Curb Your Enthusiasm. While improv on television sounds like it would probably be a bad idea, leave it to Seinfeld co-creator Larry David to craft one of the most hilarious shows to ever grace HBO. Number 8 is Doom Patrol. Not only is Doom Patrol wonderful because it kickstarted Brendan Fraser's return to acting, but it's also incredibly weird, violent, and profane in the best ways possible. There's possibly not another show in the DC universe that takes as many risks as Doom Patrol does. Coming in at number 7 is Watchmen. For good reason, a lot of people were hesitant to jump on board with this series that was loosely based on the acclaimed comic book, but those hesitations were soon laid to rest as it turns out Watchmen is a riveting miniseries. Exhibiting a rare self-control, showrunner Damon Lindelof has declined to return for a second season, so from beginning to end, the first season of Watchmen feels much more complete than other series. Number 6 is Westworld. At times, Westworld is almost too smart and confusing for its own good. Considering it was created by Jonathan Nolan, who's co-written mind-benders with his brother Chris like Memento, The Prestige, and Interstellar, this makes sense. If you can get past the brain-jarring timeline shifts, then you'll see Westworld is a high-quality, brilliantly acted show that deserves to be binged.
These violent delights have violent ends.
Number 5 is Boardwalk Empire, which in my opinion is a criminally underrated show. It features Steve Buscemi as Nucky Thompson, a fictional bootlegger in New Jersey during the Prohibition era, mixed among some of history's most notorious real-life gangsters. If you want proof of how good this show is, consider that the pilot episode was directed by Martin Scorsese himself. Number 4 is Deadwood. Forget what you know about John Wayne westerns. Deadwood drips with the authentic brutality it might have felt like to live in the Old West. Starring Timothy Olyphant and Ian McShane, the show garnered such a cult audience that it too eventually landed its own movie set 10 years after the events of the show, so watch them all together. In the third spot is Game of Thrones. For a time, Game of Thrones was the most popular must-watch series on television. It reached a fever pitch with its 8th and final season and had amassed so much interest, maybe the show could have never ended in a way that made audiences happy. Still, the finale was blasted by fans and critics alike, and if the ending had been more well received, Game of Thrones might have gone down as the best television show of all time. Number 2 is The Wire. There's arguably never been a more authentic police drama than The Wire, and with good reason, as it was created by David Simon, himself a former police reporter. Initially, The Wire didn't make a big splash, but audiences have since caught up to it, and it now ranks among the greatest television dramas ever. But the must-watch show in the top spot is what else? The Sopranos. If it wasn't going to be The Wire, it could only be The Sopranos, the godfather of crime dramas. It's widely regarded as the best television series of all time and absolutely deserves to be watched and rewatched again. And that's our pick for the best shows to binge on HBO Max. Tweet me at Chris Killian or jump in on the comments and tell me what your favorite shows on HBO Max are. If you need more suggestions, check out all our other videos for all the other streaming services, and thanks for watching.